10 Nights of Dreams, Natsume Soseki, the fourth night. In the middle of the spacious dirt floor, a bench like a cooling stand was set up, and around it, small stools were lined up. The stand was gleaming with a dark luster. In a corner, an old man was drinking sake alone, with a square dining tray placed in front of him. The appetizer seemed to be simmered vegetables. The old man was quite red, depending on the effect of the sake. Moreover, his entire face was so glossy that nothing that could be called a wrinkle could be found anywhere. However, since he had grown as much white beard as possible, one could only tell that he was an old person. Even though I was a child, I wondered how old this old man was. Just then, the lady of the house, who had come drawing water into a wooden bucket from the bamboo pipe in the back, wiped her hands on her apron and asked, "How old are you, old man?" The old man swallowed the mouthful of simmered vegetables and coolly replied, "I've forgotten how old." The lady stood there, tucking her wiped hands into her narrow obi, looking at the old man's face from the side. The old man gulped down sake from something as large as a teacup, and then blew out a long breath through his white beard. Then the lady asked, "Where is your home, old man?" The old man cut his long breath short and said, "Deep inside the navel." The lady, with her hands still tucked into her narrow obi, asked again, "Where are you going?" Then the old man gulped down hot sake again from the large teacup-like vessel, blew out a breath, phew, just like before, and said, "I'm going over there." When the lady asked, "Straight ahead?" the breath he blew out passed right through the shoji screen, slipped under the willow tree, and went straight toward the riverbed. The old man went outside. I went out after him too. A small gourd was dangling from the old man's waist. He slung a square box from his shoulder under his armpit. He wore light blue long johns and a light blue sleeveless jacket. Only his tabi socks were yellow. They looked somewhat like tabi made of leather. The old man walked straight to the willow tree. There were 3 or 4 children under the willow tree. The old man pulled out a light blue hand towel from his waist. While laughing, he twisted it into a long, thin string like a paper cord. Then he placed it right in the middle of the ground. After that, he drew a large circle around the hand towel. Finally, he took out a brass candy seller's whistle from the box slung over his shoulder. "This hand towel will turn into a snake soon. So just watch. Just watch," he repeated. The children were intently watching the hand towel. I was watching it too, saying, just watch, all right?" The old man blew the whistle and started walking round and round the circle. I just kept looking at the hand towel. However, the hand towel didn't move at all. The old man blew the whistle. Peep, peep, and he went around the circle many times. He walked on his tiptoes in his straw sandals, moving stealthily, circling as if he were being cautious around the hand towel. It looked frightening. It also looked amusing. Before long, the old man suddenly stopped his whistle. Then he opened the lid of the box slung over his shoulder, pinched the neck of the hand towel lightly, and tossed it inside with a pop. "If I leave it like this, it will turn into a snake inside the box. I'll show it to you soon. I'll show it to you soon," the old man said, as he started walking straight ahead. He passed under the willow tree and went straight down the narrow path. Because I wanted to see the snake, I followed him down the narrow path as far as he went. The old man walked on, occasionally saying, "It's going to happen soon," or It's going to turn into a snake. In the end, he sang, "It will happen soon. It will become a snake. It will surely happen. The whistle will blow," and finally came out to the riverbank. Since there was neither a bridge nor a boat, I thought he would rest here and show the snake in the box. But the old man stepped splash splash right into the river. At first it was about knee-deep, but gradually the water covered his waist, then his chest, making him disappear from sight. Even so, the old man kept walking straight ahead endlessly, singing, "It gets deeper, it turns to night, it goes straight." And then his beard, his face, his head, and his hood completely disappeared from sight. Thinking that he would show the snake when he climbed up on the opposite bank, I stood where the reeds rustled, waiting all alone forever. However, the old man never came up after all.